All right. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Joy. I'm back again with another live. I hope you guys are doing swell and staying safe. You guys, I know this is a different type of a video, right? And I just wanted to go ahead and get into it. But I just wanted to let you guys know to make sure that you watch the whole way through because I do have a special announcement I did want to make. But yes, you guys, welcome to the channel here at Live Narc Free, where it is all about getting free and staying free after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, you guys, I've been dealing with narcissists since 2006. And since 2017, I have been helping former victims, now survivors, heal, move on, and recover after dealing with narcissistic abuse. So, as you can see on the topic here, just talking about the narcissist being a wolf in sheep clothing, be mindful of their tricks. So just be careful. Also, so this also may be for like another video. We're going to talk about cptsd. I know a lot of folks definitely do deal with that after dealing with abuse by the narcissist, especially depending on how long you were exposed to the abuse for. It could have been months, it could have been years. For some, it could have just been days, but still, nonetheless, you have to definitely recover from that, right? And also, breathing through narcissistic abuse. Breathing is very, very important. And by the way, you guys, for those of you that reach out to me, also wanted to give you guys a heads up. Discarded Friday. What? You got discarded, John? And make sure that you guys do give, excuse me, sorry about that, you guys, my bad. Sorry. Make sure that you do give this video a like. Feel free to share it. Oh, wow. How did you handle that, John? So, yes, let's talk about how the narcissist is a wolf in sheep clothing. So, the reason why I say that is because for those of you that have been around a narcissist, you know that when you are around a narcissist, they really like to put on a front, right? They like to put on a show and make it seem like there's something that they're not, right? So, now, if you're new to this, you may think that they're a sheep. You may be like, oh, this person is cool. This person is sweet. This person is caring, loving. This person has my best interests and things like that. And, so you just want to be mindful because the narcissists, they will reveal themselves. Their mask will come down and then you'll see the wolf come out from the narcissist or you see the demon come out of them. And yeah, but the thing is especially a lot of the covert narcissists, they really like to portray themselves to be, a sheep, right? Or portray themselves to be, a good person. But again, when maybe quote unquote, you may give the narcissist a narc injury, or, you may, I guess in the narcissist's mind, offend them, or maybe you're not doing something that the narcissist wants you to do. Maybe you're not giving them attention. Maybe you're not being a people pleaser. Maybe you're not being a doormat. Maybe you're not being a pushover anymore. And the narcissist feels like they're losing control. Maybe the narcissist feels like they can't manipulate you, or maybe they feel like they can't lie to you or trick you anymore. They can't steal from you, or they can't abuse you anymore. So, then the wolf will come out, right? You'll be able to see them in their true colors, their true essence. You'll be able to see who they really are at the core, which they don't want you to see that. And that's the reason why I think the narcissists, they have a certain target that they choose, is because they like to choose people that feed their ego, right? That feed their sense of false self. So, they don't like people that will stand up to them, right? That will, assert themselves, people that will establish healthy boundaries. They don't like people that will call them out on, their trickeries and their fooleries or their quote unquote shenanigans. The narcissist doesn't like that, So a lot of times that they will choose people that they feel that are naive, or they feel could be a pushover, somebody that could be easily manipulated, someone that's, they feel like would not stand up to them and things like that. So, that's why a lot of times a narcissist chooses a certain type of victim. You know what I'm saying? and they kind of stay away from people that they feel like can see through them, or people that will, do all those things. So just be mindful of that. Um, but in regards to, yeah, the narcissists, they put on a good show though. I got to be honest, they definitely put on a good front, a good play. I would say, I was always told that the narcissists are good actors, and I truly believe that they are. A lot of them, they study different movies and different like human behavior. I know the male narc that I dealt with for 4 years, he admitted, he told me that, he studied human behavior, and he read a lot of books about it. He told me that he studied like NLP, like neuro linguistic programming. So basically how you get, it's like a mind control thing, like you can control someone's mind, and things like that. So yeah, they're very manipulative in that way, because a lot of times the reason why the narcissist has to do that is because they like to be able to abuse you and you still have a smile on your face, or they like to be able to abuse you and you laugh at it, and they like to be able to abuse you and you just put up with it. Like you don't say anything, you don't do anything, you don't have any emotions, you don't have any feelings. It's almost like they try to groom you, or they try to condition you to accept abuse. And it's just like, no, that's not okay ever with anybody or anyone. It doesn't matter who it is, right? So that is something to be mindful of, in that regards. I just want to bring this a little closer. There we go. Just so y'all can see me. But yeah, so I just wanted to Johnny said still handling. Okay. All right. Well, as long as you just keep going, I mean, it is what it is. It's best to leave the narcissist behind. You don't want to be around an individual that has narcissistic behaviors and or tendencies. It's just not going to end well. Trust me, it's not going to end well. It's better to cut your losses, to move on, to let it go, and she's texting you like nothing happened. Yeah, of course they will text you like nothing happened, because they're delusional. They're delusional. They're liars. They're pathological liars. They're manipulative. They're controlling. They're obsessive. They're stalkers. They're harassers and everything like that. They're weirdos. So that's some things that they will do. That's just them. So it is what it is. You can't change them. I wouldn't bother changing them at all. So it is what it is. So, but yes, just be careful of the wolf. Now, the wolf will try to hide themselves, the narcissists, right? They will try to hide, they try to disguise themselves through other people. They may try to disguise themselves through being nice to you, or they may try to disguise themselves by maybe playing the victim, or, just they disguise themselves through flattery, right? They may flatter you. They may give you compliments. Like I said, the love bombing, the whole grooming stage, they'll give you love. They'll give you quote unquote fake attention and praise. And, they'll get you right where they want you, right? They'll get you right where they want you. And then that way, when they feel that, that you let your guard down, then that's when they'll strike, right? And it's funny too, because I remember I was doing a reading and that card came out, a wolf, but it didn't say a wolf in sheep clothing, but the wolf came out. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, that reminds me of a narcissist. How they like to hide and pretend that they're a sheep and they're really a wolf. Hold on, let me see. And let me see something. Yeah, there's actually a book called The Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. That's crazy. Okay, so let's talk about what exactly what we mean when we say that, because I know you're probably like, Joy, what are you talking about? So if you Google this, it says a wolf in sheep clothing, it says is a person who appears kind but is actually malicious. While a covert narcissist is a type of person who is a master of disguise, it can be described as a wolf in sheep clothing. So a wolf in sheep clothing is a phrase used to describe someone who hides their malicious intent behind a facade of kindness. For example, don't trust the salespeople at the store. They are wolves in sheep clothing. Now, I guess it depends on the particular sales people, because not all salespeople are like that, but you do have some that are ruthless and that will try to do anything to make the sale. I do not agree with that at all, but you have some people that are trained to be that way. You have some people that are trained to lie, and stuff like that. So you got to be careful with that. But anyway, covert narc, it says, a type of narcissist who is steadily about hiding their selfish and egocentric motives. They can be successful actors, politicians, cleric members, humanitarians, or even psychotherapists. They're able to trick others into believing they are honest, altruistic, and empathetic. Yeah, so the narcissist can trick people. They can trick certain people because not everybody, again, understands this topic. Not everybody knows what a narcissist is, or people, maybe you've never heard of it, maybe it's your first time. I know, like, before I met my aunt, I had no clue what a narcissist was. I did not know. I didn't even know such a thing exists. Like, I was like, what? That's what that means. This was back in like 2014 when I discovered, like, my aunt was a narc. Now, this was after I already went no contact, right? I discovered that she was a narc, and I also discovered that the male narc that I had been had a connection with, I was dealing with, he was a narcissist too. And I was able to find that out specifically because the way that the connection ended, it was just weird. Like, it never happened that way. It was kind of like just very odd, to be honest. It was a very odd experience, and just kind of baffled, to be honest. I was looking for answers because you guys know the narcissist doesn't give you any closure, right? The reason the narcissist doesn't give you any closure is because, again, they don't want you to move on, for one. They want you to miss them. They want you to be miserable just like them. And they don't want you to have peace. They don't want you to have peace. And they like to know that they can still control you. Hold on, my throat. Oh my goodness, you guys, hold on. Oh Lord, my throat. So, they really kind of, yeah, they will really do that. And that's what I was losing my train of thought. But yeah, no, what I had did was I had searched, because there were some of the things that when I was dealing with the male narc, he would say certain things to me when I was around him. And I was thinking like, I didn't say anything in the moment, but I was thinking like, that's weird, because none of my other friends or the people that I had been around had never said anything like that to me. And although, the connection and relationship that we had, it was interesting. I must say it was very interesting, but it was kind of like unique at the same time, But I don't know. I just never would forget those phrases that he would say to me. And just one day when I was like, in my process of healing and recovery, I will never forget. I remember I was on my phone, and I typed up like a specific phrase that he had said to me. There was multiple phrases that he had said that I had typed it up. And it had said, when it came up, it said NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. And I was like, oh, like, And so I was like, and something had clicked in my mind. It was like, oh, I knew it was something that was odd about him. You get me? And then that kind of let me think, as far as like my aunt, I was like, oh, is she the same way? You know what I'm saying? And you guys know it's crazy. I know I may or may not have shared this with you guys, but it was to the point, how narcissists can be so controlling, is that narcissists will actually fight over their victim. So sometimes if let's say there's two narcissists in a similar dynamic, like how it was for me, like at the time when I was living with my aunt, I was also talking to the male narc. I thought we were friends, but I guess, I don't know. He was all about control, whatever. But at the time I was thinking, he had my best interests at heart. And I was telling him some of the things that was going on with my aunt while I was living with her. And he made me believe that, he was on my side. He had my back and this and this and that. But the thing, what I notice now, and it makes sense, is that I guess they both knew they were both narcissists. And so when a narcissist sees you as a supply or a target, they don't want somebody else to quote unquote get you, or they don't want someone else to have quote unquote control over you. Because again, the narcissist is all about control. They're all about competition, and they're all about dominating. You get me? And so now that I look back, it was like they were both they were competing to get control over me. That's what they were doing. And they were both like, just kind of fighting and getting upset and getting angry. And, it was just, it's really crazy now that I think about it. And I have to make a video on that, because now that I look back, it's like, wow, like that's what was going on. And then I don't know if I shared this, I probably did. But in a video where I had told my aunt about the narc, and she had got so upset that I wasn't spending time with her, that she had slammed her door. She slammed her bedroom door and got so upset. And I'm thinking like, huh? Like, what the heck is this all over? Like, it was an email that I got, and I guess she had gotten upset or whatever, and she noticed that I wasn't spending time at home anymore. And she, they get jealous because they want you underneath them, especially narcissistic parents. Narcissistic parents are so controlling, is that they don't want, they see you as, they took care of you, or they were a legal guardian, or maybe that was your mom or your dad or your auntie or uncle. They feel like you owe them your whole life just because of like the things that they've done for you. And I'm pretty sure you probably appreciated it. But with the narcissists, they don't really care. It's all about how it looks to other people. They don't really care about whoever they're taking care of, whether it's their son or their daughter, their niece or their nephew, or a person that they've taken in. And the narcissist was a guardian to that individual. The narcissist could care less about that person. As sad as it sounds, it's really true. And you can tell based off of how they treat you. That's just the truth. You get me? So it's best to know the truth than a lie. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, that's what that wolf in sheep clothing is all about. So just be careful. And again, the narcissists, they do have their tricks though. They're like I said, they're very good at what they do. I must give them credit. Like they're very good with tricking people into thinking that they're something that they're not. And like I said, that how they can do that is because they make sure they fill out certain people, because the narcissist knows, like the narcissist is not stupid. They know if a person, if they can trick a person, if they can manipulate a person, or they know like, okay, like I can't do this. So now I gotta scatter, or I gotta go and get another host, or I gotta go and hide. Like they already know that, So that's the reason why a lot of them have been able to trick people as much as they do. And like I said, you're not the only person that the narcissist has done this to. They've done this to a lot of people. And that's why I said that's why they feel so comfortable in doing certain stuff. You see what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah. Yep. So that is different. Yeah, so it says the primary characteristics of covert aggressive personalities is that they value winning over everything, determined, cunning, and ruthless. They use a variety of manipulative tactics, not only to get what they want, but also to avoid seeing themselves or being seen by others as a kind of person that they really are. So yeah, that's why a lot of narcissists, they'll go ahead and run and hide, because they don't want people to see the wolf that they are, or the demon that they are, or the devil that they are. Like they do not want nobody to see them for who they truly are, because they know that nobody would want to be around them. Like they already know that. They don't want you to see it though. Yeah, it says wolf in sheep's clothing syndrome, characteristic behavioral disorders in patients with juvenile myoclonic EPIL speed that affect their treatment, rehabilitation, unstable mood, anxiety, personality disorders, poor compliance with doctor's recommendations. So that's a wolf in sheep's clothing syndrome. There's an actual syndrome. Wow. Okay. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, it says wolf in sheep's clothing put themselves in the highest point of reference. They often use charisma and charm to win people over, but they do not have mutual or reciprocal relationships. People are used, possessed, exploited, and controlled rather than loved. Yeah, that's what the narcissists do. They'll try to possess people, they'll exploit them, and they'll try to control them. So there's no love when it comes to the narcissists. So. So yeah, hopefully that made sense, you guys. So now I did want to talk a little bit about chronic illness of CPTSD. We'll definitely talk more into this. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I'm sorry about that, you guys. If you ever wanted to reach out to me to get any session, thank you for the like, thank you. If you ever wanted to get a session from me, or any support by me or any of my products or my services, you do not need insurance. You do not have to have insurance. Now, if you have insurance, I will, honor that. But in order to talk with me, to get sessions, to get any coaching, any courses, any 90-day coaching programs, you don't necessarily have to have insurance. But if you have it, great, but it's not required. Just wanted to throw that out there. So, but chronic illness of CPTSD as a result of narcissistic abuse. This is something that you will experience. Like I said, how to cope. Let's just talk about a couple things. It's difficult because the whole thing is PTT. I said PTT. PTSD is something that you get when you experience something that was traumatic and you feel like you just cannot get over it. Now, CPTSD is when it keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again, and it never stops. At least with the at least with the PTSD, maybe you may have it happen maybe once or twice, or maybe you went through something like over a long period of time, and it was just like, okay, cool, I never had to go through that again. But when, let's say maybe you went through something that was for like 4 years or 5 years, and then maybe it happens again, like maybe you have a rest period and then it happens another 1 to 2 years, and then you have another rest period and then it happens again that following year. So that's kind of like the CPTSD, which is difficult to manage because it's just like you're being traumatized over and over and over and over and over again. You get me? And sometimes that's not easy to cope with. It's traumatizing. That's just what it is, right? It's like, it's a mental health challenge, and it's, something that you have to work to overcoming. It's something that happened to you. You were inflicted that type of pain. You didn't like go after it. That's something that happened to you, So the unfortunate part, you have to learn how to deal with it and how to handle it, even though you did not dish that out, but it happened to you. So you have to regulate that, right? And sometimes that's not easy to do, because it causes a lot of damage to an individual. So, but just a couple things, just chronic illness can develop alongside complex post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of narcissistic abuse, where ongoing emotional trauma inflicted by a narcissist can manifest physically, leading to various health issues described as chronic illness. So yeah, it could cause, psychological stress, the constant manipulation, gaslighting, devaluation experienced in a narcissistic relationship can create immense psychological stress, which can manifest physically. So that's why I said it's very important to go no contact with these individuals, because I'm pretty sure, like, you live in this world, you already have a lot of stuff on your plate, right? You're already dealing with a lot different areas in your life. And now you have to deal with the narcissist. You have to deal with the abuse by a narc and the psychological stress, not just mental and emotional, but it's like a psychological, right? And yeah. So symptoms of CPTSD, and I did make videos on it, but just to recap for those that are new. Individuals experience CPTSD from narcissistic abuse might exhibit symptoms like hypervigilance, difficulty regulating emotions, intense shame, feelings Feeling constantly on edge, disassociation, and can contribute to physical health concerns. Actually, I did recommend, there's 2 books I highly recommend if you guys want. Thank you, I said thank you, Thank you, Anthony Stubbs, for the star. Appreciate it. But there's 2 books I highly recommend. I got it linked the video below where I think it was CP complex stress disorder, like overcoming it and how to work through it, and inner child healing workbook. Those are like 2 books that I recommend. And also, if you have not gotten my books, make sure that you do get those as well, as they would help with the cptsd and just general healing, general recovery guidance, and you know recovery, right? So let's take a look. But yeah, so physical manifestations, some potential physical symptoms associated with CPTSD from narcissistic abuse includes headaches, digestive issues, fatigue, insomnia, muscle tension, and unexplained pain. So that can happen. Chronic stress can weaken your immune system, making individuals more susceptible to infections and illnesses. Coping mechanisms, people dealing with narcissistic abuse might turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms like substance abuse or disorder eating, future impacting their health. So yeah. Wow, it says examples of chronic illness potentially linked to narcissistic abuse and CPTSD. So it says fibromyalgia. It says characteristics, widespread pain, fatigue, cognitive difficulties often linked to chronic stress. And then it says here, irritable bowel syndrome. It says digestive issues like abdomen pain, bloating, altered bowel habits can be triggered by stress. Persistence fatigue, often accompanied by symptoms like brain fog and muscle aches. So chronic fatigue syndrome. Experiencing physical symptoms without a clear medical explanation, often related to psychological distress. So that's the somatization disorder. So yeah, and it says just some consideration, individual variation. Not everyone experiencing narcissistic abuse will develop chronic illness, and the severity of the symptoms can vary greatly. It says seeking professional help. If you suspect your chronic illness is linked to narcissistic abuse and CPTSD, seeking therapy from a trauma-informed professional is crucial, or a narcissist abuse coach, or someone that has dealt with something like this before. And therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, eye movement desensitization, reprocessing, that's EMDR, internal family systems, can be beneficial in managing symptoms of CPTSD and addressing underlying trauma. So yeah, it says ongoing repeated emotional abuse, such as abuse that a narcissist inflicts, is often linked to complex trauma and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. So yeah. So that's why I always say, you guys, do not be afraid to reach out for help or support, especially when it comes to dealing with narcissists, because the damage that a narcissist can do is not only short-term and long-term, but it's more so long-term, because how not only it can affect your mind, your body, your emotions, your thoughts, and just your whole makeup, your whole being, your whole sense of self. And you just want to make sure that you get the help that you need. And don't be afraid. It's not weak. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't be afraid. Like, it's okay. Trust me. Like, it takes courage and strength to be able to say, like, hey, you know what? I was abused by a narcissist and I want to get help. I don't want to be like a narcissist. I want to like be myself, and I want to recover, and I just need some guidance. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I did. And there's no shame in that whatsoever. And all the other victims, I'm pretty sure they have a similar story. I mean, I get that there can be some shame involved in that. There can be some regret. Maybe you might feel embarrassed. You might feel humiliated. You might feel uncomfortable. Excuse me. Or you might feel like you was tricked, you was bamboozled, or you may feel mad. You may feel angry. You could feel sad, but it happened. It happened, but you have to do something about it. You have to do something about it. Now, don't do anything stupid now. Please don't. Don't go out there and try to hurt somebody or get back at the narcissist. Don't do any of that. It's not about the narcissist anymore. It's about you and your family and your healing and your recovery now. The narcissists, they already had their part in your life, or they had a role that they played, but now you have to be the one to take the steps that's going to help you to heal and you recover and make you into a better person, not into a bitter person, not into a wolf. You don't want to be a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? You don't want to be a liar, a cheater, a thief. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's not going to lead you anywhere but down the wrong path. You don't want to behave in that way. That's just not cool. It's not nice to be that way. Nobody wants to act like that or be around anybody that acts that way either. Let me see here. So yeah, just be mindful, to be honest. And we'll talk a little bit more about the cptsd. Maybe we should do like a group or something, you guys. Maybe should we do like a group coaching on cptsd? I know we kind of talked about it previously, but should we bring that back up? I know I did have a few folks reaching out to me on that one session, so shout out to them. And again, if you want to reach out to me, like I said, you do not have to have insurance at all. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to talk to you. I would love to support you on your recovery, because trust me, I know it's not easy. It's not pretty. It's not cute, right? It's hurtful, right? It's painful. It's sad. It feels lonely. You feel shameful. You feel worried. You have doubts. You have fears. You have stress. You have depression. You have all of that. But okay, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? It's up to you to heal, to recover. It's up to you to, make light of the situation, or try to change it from a negative into a positive. You see what I'm saying? It's up to you to own your part in the situation and say, okay, this happened. So what am I going to do now? How am I going to learn from this and heal from this, so that way I don't have to go through this anymore? Or not to say you're not going to meet another narcissist, because you just might. You never know. They could be anywhere. But you have all the knowledge, you have all the tools, you have all the resources you need, so that way you can arm yourself mentally, emotionally, psychologically, so that way if you do run into another narcissist, it's all good. Whatever they do, it doesn't matter, because you already have the wisdom, you already have the experience that you need to be able to navigate, to be able to, whatever the narcissist does, it doesn't affect you. It's like, that's on them. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, let's see. Yes, so some symptoms of complex cptsd: feeling stuck and confused about why, having nightmares or flashbacks, high level of hyper arousal, anxiety, nervousness, feeling jumpy, obsessive thinking, racing thoughts, feeling scared, agitated, stressed, overwhelmed, and emotional. And you could still be dealing with this too. Like, let's say if your parent is narc, which that's the worst, to be honest. I think that the parents being a narc and you being fully dependent on that parent it just makes the situation worse, right? Because it's just like, that's your parent. Like, you are programmed to love your parent. You're programmed to trust your parent, but not all parents are good parents. Like, and I'm not, disclaimer, I love parents. I love children, but some people shouldn't have children. Let's be honest, right? Some people shouldn't, And what's crazy to me, you guys, y'all can let me know what you think. The people that have talked to and, just had conversations with, some of the people that have kids, they literally told me, they said they wish they never had kids. And I'm just like, huh? I mean, it makes sense to a certain degree, but I'm just like, you really didn't want kids? But, so to each his own. So just be careful, you got to be careful, you guys, So let's see here. So yeah, just being able to regulate. You have to learn how to regulate. You get me? So I hope that makes sense, but we'll do a part 2. We'll talk more about that. Excuse me, you guys, because it's really important. Like, chronic illness is, it's chronic, like it's there, like, you know, it doesn't go anywhere, you know. And like I said, if you're repeatedly being traumatized over and over and over and over and over again, that does not help either. So you're gonna have to learn certain methods and mechanisms, strategies, and some routines that's gonna be able to help you to combat that, or, you know, to soothe your pain or soothe any chronic illness that you have, and to protect yourself, and to nurture yourself, and to have compassion for yourself, because it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And honestly, that's the other thing. I wish that, you know, on my journey, like I said, I had someone that I talked to for about a year through the abuse, but she did not deal with a narcissist. I'm gonna be honest, she did not. And so a lot of the times, I think I did share this with you guys, I felt like I was being judged. To be honest, I felt like, you know, she was just listening to me. Like, she was basically just doing her job. But I'm not gonna say that she did not care, but I don't know. It was just different. I didn't really feel that connected to her. So, and that's the other thing. You have to make sure too that whoever you do talk to, you feel connected to them. You know, you see their genuineness, like you trust them. You know, or you ask them like, "Hey, have you been through this too?" You know, ask them their history, ask them their background, like, and stuff like that. Fill them out. And if you feel like maybe you've been talking to somebody for a while, like let's say it's a coach, a narcissist abuse coach, or it's a counselor or a therapist, and you find that maybe it's not going how you imagine, it's okay to go and talk to someone else and get another coach or another therapist. That's fine. You're not ever obligated or stuck with a therapist or a coach. It's just like, no, like, you have freedom, and whoever connects with you, that's who connects with you. That's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? And things change, right? It's all good. It's all about you at the end of the day. You get me? That's funny. But yeah, so it is what it is. You know, it's no lies on this channel. It's all truth. Truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. A lie, the lie might be pretty, but I'm good on lies. I don't want no parts of lies. I don't want liars around me. I don't want thieves around me. I'm good. I don't want any wolves around me. I don't. I'm cool. I don't want any of that. I'm good. But yeah, we'll touch back on that cptsd. We'll talk about that again. But yes, breathing through the abuse, you guys. You have to breathe. Breathe through narcissistic abuse, you guys. Now, the reason why I say breathing is because, you know, for those of you that are in contact with your narcissist, or like you have to be around them every day, the narcissist will be so overbearing. They'll be so toxic. They'll be so clingy to the point where they're so desperate for a reaction out of you, or they're so desperate for your attention, is that they have this negative energy and they're projecting it onto you. Or if, let's say, they're doing spell work, or let's say, you know, they're gossiping and all this stuff, and they're stalking you, whatever like that. It's just, you know, in certain circumstances, in different situations, you know, you may have your guards up. You know, you may be on the defense, and you may have to get it to where the point, like, you have to like look out for yourself, like, and see like what's going on. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys are breathing. If you're around a narcissist, breathe, right? Because the thing is, it's like when a narcissist comes around, in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, like just be on the lookout, because they're dangerous, right? They're very dangerous individuals. So sometimes when you feel like you're in danger, you may forget to breathe. So that's why it's important that you have to breathe through abuse, right? And not just a physical, because some narcissists will get physical. I know I had a few folks that reached out to me, and, you know, they were like, hey, the narcissist like physically abused them and stuff like that. But and other things, you know, but yeah, that did occur. But a lot of times with a narcissist is more of a covert, And it's more of a mind game, right? They play mind tricks and manipulation and mind control, brainwash, and they like to brainwash their victims, right? So it says cptsd is often mixed in with the disorder itself, meaning the person suffering from cptsd is developing toxic traits, or narcissistic traits, much like their victims they produce. Okay, all right, you learned something new. And what I find to be interesting, I've seen like certain videos on YouTube where people are like, hey, I'm a narc, this and this and that. It's just like, hey, to each his own. Let us know who's a narc. That would be great, because I think the issue is that a lot of narcissists, they like to trick people and they don't want people to know who they really are. So it's just like, tell us. Let us know who's a narc so we know who to stay away from and we know who not to stay away from. But the thing is that the narcissist likes to be deceptive. They like to trick people, right? I think they get off on that. And so that's why, there's a lot of covert narcissists versus overt ones, right? And, so you just want to be careful about that. You know what I mean? But yeah, CPTSD is no joke, you guys. It's no joke. And that can be something that stays with you for the rest of your life. So that's why I said, when you're dealing with these individuals, you have to take it very seriously. Like, this is no joke, you guys. This is no game at all. So you have to be very careful. You said, I'm open and honest as a disorder. I'm well known to my friends and family. I mean, honestly, I respect that. I respect the person. They're like, hey, I'm a narc. Like, this is what it is. I respect that, because I'm like, at the end of the day, you're being yourself. Like, my thing is if a person wants to be a narcissist, go ahead and be a narcissist. Just don't come over here. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, go like somewhere else. Like, go do that elsewhere. It's like, nobody that is not a narcissist, they obviously don't want to be around a narc. Like, that's just common sense, So, but somebody told me that there was a person, actually several people, that admitted they were like, hey, I'm a narc, blah blah blah. There was another video that I saw. The person was saying that they were borderline or something like that. And it's just like, hey, do you do you whatever makes you happy, do you, So I mean, I really don't care. To be honest, it's just the fact that the narcissists, they affect innocent people. That's not cool. When you're inflicting harm on a person that has not done anything to you, but that was only trying to be kind and respectful and courteous, but you are being mean and malicious and cunning behind the scenes. Is just like, why? Like, why don't you do that to somebody that behaves that way too? Like, that just makes sense. But like I said, narcissists are cowards, so that they'll behave that way. So, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You said, I did not choose to be this way. It was from a bad childhood. CPTSD is no joke. I also believe narcissists' ultimate end game is destruction. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, okay, you didn't choose to be that way, cool. But the thing is like, okay, if you've gotten hurt, if you had a bad childhood, then you need to work on that. It's just like myself. My childhood was not bad, but there were some things that could have been better. You get me? But I had to heal nonetheless. I couldn't be like, oh, since this happened to me in my childhood, now I can go around stalking, following, and harassing people, and I can, be evil behind the scenes, and I can, try to hurt people at no cost, try to win at no cost, and I don't care who I hurt and stuff. No, you don't go around doing that to people. So it's not an excuse to behave that way. So to me, it's unacceptable, to be honest, because I had to do the work. I had to do the hard work. So everybody else has to do the same. So it's no excuses for any bad behavior. It's no excuses for mistreatment. So yeah. So everybody has to be held accountable at the end of the day. So, but yeah, they want to destroy people. They want to destroy people. Yeah, it's not an excuse. Absolutely not. And people will be held accountable. That's just the law of the universe. That's the law of God. That this is God's universe, and so God made everything that it had to be fair and balanced. So, to each his own. But hey, whatever makes you happy. But anyway, I hope that this video was helpful, you guys. I'm going to definitely do a part 2 because this is definitely a lot to talk about. And I guess Narcissist Hex came on. So, hey, Narcissist Hex, you have to tell other narcissists, please tell them to speak up because we need to know who's a narc. Like they have to be honest. Like stop hiding, stop lying, like say who you are, like don't like just be yourself. But anyways, you guys, so I have an announcement. So you guys know that I did write another book called I Feel Misunderstood. It's a children's book. So I do have some copies. I actually had a few folks that did order. So, but I wanted to show you guys the book in person. Isn't that so cute? How adorable. The cutest little books. And they're for the kiddies, the kiddos. So I would highly, highly recommend it. And like I said, we'll do another video talking about this because as we were talking about, since we talked about childhood, as Narcissist Hex said, with me, I would say my childhood, I did feel misunderstood. And even to a certain degree now, I feel like there are certain times where I do feel misunderstood. But that's why it was so important that I had to do my inner healing and my inner work. And this book is actually, it's a fictional book, but it's based on a true story. But, it's really just, for me, my childhood wasn't a bad childhood, but there were things that could have been better, right? And the good thing is what I do talk about in this book is I encourage children to be themselves. I encourage children to stand up for themselves and, to love themselves and to speak up, speak out, and to really own who they really are, own their unique personality, their unique selves, right? And do not be afraid to speak up. Do not be afraid to, I think what happens is a child, they like to express themselves. They like to be themselves, but then they're always told, like, stop asking questions, right? You guys ever heard that growing up? Stop asking questions, or if somebody comes over to visit, they're like, oh, like, sit down, shut up, be quiet. And, like they tell them like, oh, other people are more important than them and this and that. And they're told to hide and, and stuff like that. And it's just like, no, like, it's okay to be who you are, and you are important. Children need to know that they are important. They need to feel loved. And that's the other thing, I guess specifically that I had to work on healing. And I'm glad that I did do that inner work during that time, because if not, when you are around a narcissist, they will bring up certain wounds. They'll bring up certain trauma wounds. They'll try to trigger you. They want to like the narcissist says, they want to destroy you. They really do. They want to break you. They want to break you down. They want to break you so bad to the point where you cannot recover. That's really their goal, to be honest, you guys. They want to break you so bad that you cannot recover, that you cannot breathe. They want to make it to where like you are just lost. You don't know yourself anymore. They want to make it so that you can't recover. Let's be honest. They don't want you to recover. Think about it. Like if the narcissist really had your back, if the narcissist really had your best interest, wouldn't they treat you better? Think about it. Would they manipulate you? Would they lie to you? Would they cheat? Would they steal? No, right? Now, if they want to keep you stuck, they want to keep you ignorant, they want to keep you, under control, they want to keep you misguided and keep you going in the wrong direction. That's why they do what they do. That's why they do their tricks. And, they try to fool people. And some of them, they do trick people. They do. Like I said, a lot of them, they study human nature, they study human behavior, and they're good at what they do. Like I said, they've been doing it for years. You're not the only person, and you will not be the last person either. You will not be the last person. They've been doing what they've been doing for years. They like a lot of them. They're masters at manipulation. They are. Like the male narc that I used to talk to. Like when I used to go and visit his apartment, he would have a big shelf of books. I didn't see all of the books that he had, but he had a lot of books, and he admitted to me like he would go out, he would people watch, and I remember like times when we would like watch movies and stuff. He kind of admitted that he would mimic certain stuff, like what he saw in the movies. Like, and I think the narc, especially the male narcs, they'll do stuff like that because I guess that's their game on how they get like their victims or whatever. So, you know, they have to mimic what they see. It's not who they really are though, but they're just playing a role, right? The female narc would do that too. The female narc, but the role that the female narc, she'll try to be a damsel in distress. She'll try to play the victim card, and things like that, or she'll try to play, that she'll do the sympathy card, and things like that. Or she'll try to pretend like, oh, she's sweet and stuff like that, but she's really a wolf behind the scenes, or she's really, slithery, behind closed doors, right? Or she's really mean, she's really nasty, she's very vengeful, she's very spiteful, very malicious, you get me? Or very ruthless behind the scenes. That's the female narc. Like she likes to pretend that she's real sweet and wholesome, but she's really not. She's really a wolf. So yeah. And thank you. Yes, I would highly recommend it. So if any of you guys, whether, and this is good too for adults, like if you want to, work on your inner child healing, maybe you need to have a talk with your inner child, right? Or if you have children, or if you have like brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, and they're between the ages of 5 and 11 or 5 to 12 or 13, get a copy of this book. It's a short, cute read. It's a short read for the kiddos, but it's good because, kids need stuff like this. They need a little reminder, like say, hey, it's okay to be misunderstood. It's okay. This is what you can do when you feel misunderstood. Let me remind myself. Let me remind my baby, my child, like, okay, son or daughter, you're going to feel misunderstood. This is going to happen to you, but look how you can overcome it. Look how you can feel better about yourself. Look how you can improve yourself. Look how at what you can do with your life. Even as a young kid, you can get them to imagine and dream and, to have hope because kids get stressed out too. Just like adults, kids are stressed. Kids get depressed. Kids get angry. They get sad. They cry, just like adults. But when you teach this stuff to your kids at a young age, this is better for them because they will not be a menace to society. I'm telling you guys. Now, they may have their ups and their downs, and they may need help along the way, but this is a start, you guys. This is the start. We need this. We need this bad. Like, it's needed. So, please reach out to me if you want to order a copy. I do believe this is, I have to look it up. But I think it's like $20. So it's only $20. Get a copy. Also get a copy of my other book called Your Pain Will Make You Successful. That's for the young adults. And also Reclaim Your Life Back. That's for young adults, older adults as well. Both Your Pain Will Make You Successful and Reclaim Your Life Back are for young adults and older adults. But this is for the babies. The babies need this bad. So I highly recommend get a copy today, right? Get a copy. It's highly, highly recommended. And by the way, you guys, this process of this book, I still have a story to share with you, like what I had to go through during this process of creating this book. Like it was not easy, you guys. It was not easy. There was a lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes with me, and just dealing with, distractions and just evil eyes and spell works and just evil people being in certain environments, evil people just hating, just being jealous and competing for no reason, like, and that people don't even know who you are, you know what I'm saying? And things like that can happen. But just still being able to move forward just really lets me know that God is real and God really will protect you if you do good. Like if you are evil, you're never going to win. I'm telling you right now. Even if you're quote unquote a narcissist, you realize, you'll see. That's why the person in the room is like, hey, like, I'm taking accountability. Like, this is not working. It's not cool to be a narcissist. It's miserable. It's a miserable life. Like, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're quote unquote successful or they have whatever acquired all this stuff. Like I tell you, like my aunt, she was a narc. She had a lot of stuff, you guys. Let's be honest. She was very well to do, and I'm pretty sure she's probably still well to do now. You know, but she was miserable. Miserable. Like for real. Like no lie. Like, oh, everything is sweet in the forefront. Everything looks great. Everything looks grand. Everything is amazing in the forefront. But behind closed doors, when you close that door and you sit at that dinner table and you eat, then you see the real wolf come out. Oh yeah, you see the real wolf come out. That's just what it is. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you know. But that's the life that they chose, and they make it to where people don't want to be around them anymore. People, like, who wants to be around a wolf? Think about it. Nobody wants to be around a demon, a devil. Like, who wants to be around that? Like, let's be honest. And you can only fake it for so long. You can't fake it for a long, long time. Now, some narcissists, you know, depending on who their victim is, they can prolong the whether it's the grooming stage, love bombing stage, you know, and stuff like that. But eventually, the devaluation stage, they like, because a narcissist, when you are in a connection with them, they have different parts of the relationship. So depending on whichever part of the relationship that you're in, like let's say the narcissist could have you in a grooming stage for like maybe 5-10 years, I don't know, or they may have you in love bombing stage for 5 years. Then they'll begin to devalue you, and they can devalue you for years, you know, until eventually you get tired of it, and then that's when they discard. But then they keep coming back. You know, they have this whole thing, you know, the Hoover and things like that, or the flying monkeys, or the agents, and, you know, they may stalk you, harass you and stuff like that, or they may try to use the kids against you, or your relatives or neighbors or pets. Narcissists can use your pets against you, which is so silly, right? Yeah, they can also use the authorities against you. You know, so yeah, you got to be careful, you guys. You got to be careful. So anyway, yeah, you can get my book. Let me pull up the site. Yes, you guys will love it. Honestly, this book here is just so cute and sweet to me. But what makes it so like near and dear in heart, because I resonate with it, you know, because like now as an adult, I still feel misunderstood. And like I said, I'm just at a point where I'm okay with it. I'm just like, it's cool. Like it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it literally is what it is. It's okay to be misunderstood. And that's what I want kids to know and to understand. Like, it's okay. You don't have to be liked or loved by everybody. It's cool. Like, not everybody's going to, and not everybody is meant to. You get me? You don't need to have everybody's love. As long as you have love for self, love for God, and people that have proven to be, you know, whether it's your family or certain individuals around you, they have shown you real, true, and genuine love. But no lies, no manipulation. That's all you need. You don't need a bunch of people to be around you in order to be happy. You get me? You don't need that. And it's not recommended, to be honest. But the link is in the chat. So for those of you that would like to get a copy of my book, you guys can get it today. I would highly, highly recommend it. Like I said, get it for your brothers, get it for your sisters, get it, or you can get it for yourself. If you're just like, you know, I really want to work on healing my inner child. My inner child needs some love. My inner child, you know, needs some reassurance. It needs some attention. You gotta love on that inner child, because the inner child, for some, those inner childs usually are screaming. I know that there was a point in my life, you guys, I gotta be honest, My inner child was hurt years ago. I would say during the time I was dealing with the narcissist, and even bits and parts of like between 2020 and 2021, I did go through a grieving process. I'll be honest. When it came to my inner child, I had to, because if not, I would, it'd be different. You know what I'm saying? It would be different, you guys. I'm being honest. I'm being truly honest with you guys, and it's not easy. It's not easy. And especially to the point where, let's say if you had a different type of relationship with your parents, which I did. Like I said, I love my parents very dearly, but it's just certain things were just not okay. But the good thing is that I did talk to them about it, and it was okay. Hold on one second. I'm just pulling up the link, you guys. My bad. Hold on. But yes, a lot did go into this book, and I think what was it? It's funny because I want to say it was in 2020, 2023. I had did a little kind of like a little script on how I was gonna go about releasing, but I didn't really write anything or anything like that until it was like 2000. It was April 2024, and I finished it in July, and then August I had published it. And so yeah, I was just very excited because I went through a lot to create the book, and it's not a long book though, because like I said, it's for the kids. So the kiddos, we can't forget about them. We cannot forget about the kids. They are the future, right? So just give me a moment, you guys. I'm just pulling up the link here. But if you guys have any questions that you want to ask me, please feel free to do so. Yeah, I'm just really, it's just interesting the things that you go through when you deal with a narcissist. But honestly, I was watching a video, and the guy was like, some things happen for you, basically. So, just a little inspiration. If you in a dark place, and maybe you felt like you got taken advantage of, or you felt like the narcissist got off scotch-free. The narcissist did not, you guys. The narcissist did not. So just understand, you have to put the focus back on yourself. You have to take the focus off of the narcissist, and you have to really put it back on you, because you are the most important thing, right? You're very important, and you matter. You're special, so you have to be able to realize that about yourself. So I did put the link of my book in the chat. So if you guys are watching, if you want to, feel free to get a copy. Please get one today. Make sure that you also get my other book called Your Pain Will Make You Successful. Get that book as well. And also get Reclaim Your Life Back. Add it to your library. Read up, because it's never a better time to do that inner work, you guys. I'm telling you, because when I was on my journey, you guys, I was at the library every day, nonstop. But I also had my collection of books. But I didn't read stuff for manipulation like how a narcissist does. You know how a narcissist, they like to read stuff so they can learn how to manipulate and scheme and plan and plot. But if you are a normal human being, and maybe let's say you got hurt, you probably just want to learn how to recover from what you've been through. You get me? So that's where you know that you're in the right place, right? But hi Zaina, thank you, new subscriber. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys share this video with a lot of people that that have dealt with narcissists, or maybe people that need the information. You said your channel speaks on this. Okay, I think narcs will drive people to, yeah. They are dangerous, you guys. They are dangerous. But nobody is more dangerous than God. So the narcissists, they can do their little tricks and manipulation, but nobody overpowers God. God is number one. So as long as you're on God's side, you're good. The narcissist is not on God's side. The narcissist is on somebody else's side, but they're not on God's side. God always wins. So always remember that. No matter what you go through in life, God always wins. So you said that's psychotic behavior, but it blends well with NPD. Yeah, man. Boy, oh boy, he said it wasn't enough until I was alone, hit rock bottom, then I found. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the what I've heard, and I found it to be true. Like they say, some narcissists are able to change once they have a midlife crisis, and even then they revert back to themselves. So I don't think narcissists change. I'm just being honest, just based off of what I've been through and what I've been around. I have not seen any changes, and I don't think I ever will. And I personally just don't care about it. I mean, like I said, if people want to be narcissists, go ahead and be a narcissist. Cool, cool beans. If that makes you happy, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just not going to be a narcissist because I don't see, like, for what, why, you know. But everybody has their own reasoning for it. Karma, yeah, absolutely. Karma will. Yeah, karma will come. Yeah, you don't, and that's why you don't have to like worry about like waiting for. I know some people were like, "Oh, when is a narcissist gonna get their karma? When are they gonna feel how I feel?" It's like, don't worry about it. Just move on with your life. Be happy. God will take care of it. You don't have to do. You don't have to do anything. If the narcissist hurt you, they harmed you, they inflict pain onto you. You don't have to do anything. Just allow. God will take care of it for you. You'll see. You'll see in due time. You said some say they can change, but yeah, I mean, honestly, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's just like, whatever. As long as you change, though, if you've been victimized by a narcissist, as long as you change for the better, that's all that matters. What the narcissist does, who cares? Who cares? Nobody cares about that. Because the narcissist doesn't care about you, so why would you care about them? But we're here to talk about how to protect yourselves from these individuals, right? But Narcissist Hex did come on here. So, I mean, if you can come on here more often, that would be great. I mean, you can help folks understand, this abuse. That's lovely. That is truly lovely, so that's great. So anyway, I love you guys. Make sure, again, you do get my book, my cute little book called I Feel Misunderstood, children's book. Order it today, and like I said, get the other book. I'll put all the links for the books in here, so you guys will have it here. But yes, get your books. Make sure you add it to your library collection. It definitely will be an insight for those needed. Let me see. Make sure you do get my skincare, my sugar scrub. I did stock up, so I'm super excited to be making a video on my sugar scrub. Make sure that you guys do get that. Holiday season coming out for those, females and men can get a sugar scrub. It's actually all natural ingredients, but we'll talk about that in a video coming up soon. Also, if you guys want to reach out to me for any support, any guidance, any advice, or if any way that I can support you on your healing and your recovery journey, please feel free to book a session with me, or you can send me an email at livenarc39@gmail.com. We would truly be appreciated. And if you guys find this video helpful, you guys are more than welcome to leave a donation. You can donate to $Coach Joy 510 or at PayPal, which would be at livenarc39@gmail.com. Whatever you guys do give, it definitely is appreciated. Thank you so much. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. Let me see. Hold on. And if you have donated and supported the Live Narc Free Ministries in any way, thank you so much. I really do love you a lot. Okay. So this is the other. See, this one, these links. Hold on. Let me send it to you guys this way, because yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, see, this link is better here. There we go. So this is Your Pain Will Make You Successful. So I highly recommend this. This one's for young adults, older adults here. So make sure you get a copy of this. And so you guys can go to Amazon. You can also go to my website. I'll put my website in here as well, just in case if you guys want to go to my website. Okay. And I will put my link for my, well, it'll all be in the bio. So you guys will have it there. So Anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Love you guys. Bye. Yes, definitely look at it. Get a copy today, Narcissus Hex. That's an interesting name. But I love you guys. Take care.